what the Wailing Wall is.
It's still part that's standing in Jerusalem, and got historical. It's still part of the wall, northern wall,
Wailing National Team Wall.
and there's actually, I think there's still bloodstains over one of the doorways that still exists.
The Wailing National Team Wall.
This is going to get to be a Google congregation.
Not a good, a Google. If you got Google, come on in.
No, it's good. I like it. I need to know these things. See, what does not come to our mind is the Mexican Wall. In our history, walls have meant nothing. But when you go back to the history of the world, walls have meant,
Everything.
yeah. Why do you think,
No, we do have our wall as far as our soldiers that died in the war, and they,
as a place of remembrance?
yeah.
Okay,
They've also done the same thing. They gave flowers and
it's the Western Wall.
they brought prayers and stuff too. I mean, as far as in a sense.
So Christ lied when he said, "No, not one stone be left unturned."
Exactly.
Well, it's not funny.
No, it's not funny. They're calling him an out and out liar.
Not one stone, not one.
But yet, we've got a whole wall. God, look, you couldn't tear this one down.
Well, what I think is humorous about it is actually part of Herod's temple, so they're praying to Herod, the Esau Edomites.
Well, they have said that it was the last remaining wall of the Temple of Solomon, built in about 700 or 800 BC. And that was, if that was as pretty as as Solomon could get done, they did a whole lot of trim work on the inside. What about the wall of Caesarea Philippi?
I don't know if you guys find that.
Yeah, they got it. They found it. What was on the outside of the wall of Caesarea Philippi? Jesus came to the wall of Caesarea. Turn to Matthew 16, 13.
The gates of hell.
Well, no, but you're close. You know something about it. So let's find out what it is. Matthew 16.
When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi.
Okay, what was Caesarea Philippi? It was a town built to honor Caesar. And who built the town to honor Caesar? Philip. What was the purpose of Philip trying to honor Caesar?
Political. Not just.
Worship. Why did they build the town of Caesarea Philippi? It was a monument to the god called Caesar. That's the reason they built it. Why was it a walled city? Well, of course, that was for protection. Who's the first person you know that built a walled city?
Jericho?
Cain.
No.
Do you know what Cain called his city? In the Phoenician tongue?
Babylon?
No. Go back to Genesis, the fifth chapter, sixth. When Cain sinned. What did Cain do to sin?
He offered the wrong sacrifice.
That's correct. He refused to worship God as God commanded. And so Cain, when he was found guilty, killed his brother. And what's the next thing our boy Cain did? Bring a charge against God. What was the charge that Cain brought against God? All right, well, let's just do some reading. Let's see. 4:14. Who's got it?
Genesis 4:14.
Yeah.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from
No, whoa. Who drove him out?
He did it himself.
But who's he blaming?
blaming God.
That takes a lot of gall, doesn't it? Keep going.
And from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord saith unto him,
Now, why are they going to slay him?
Because he's dressed, because he's different.
Okay, probably because he wore clothes. Why did he wear clothes? Because he followed the example of Adam and Eve who had sinned. Why did the rest of the people not wear clothes?
they were not ashamed.
They weren't. Why?
They did not know that they were naked.
So being naked and not being ashamed shows
Knowledge.
No.
Knowledge.
that of good and evil. Cain, in the Phoenician tongue, means, why is it that Eve named, or Adam named him Cain and named the other one Abel?
I always thought Cain meant rebellion, or rebellious.
Well, now, if we go back to the Phoenician language, we find out it means something entirely different. This is the seed that God promised me.
And Seth means this is also the seed.
This, again, is the seed. Eve never got over that. She was still trying to be important. So here we go. So here goes Cain. He's a vagabond. He goes down to a city. When he gets to that city, nobody's there. No human beings. No dogs and rats. No squirrels. No varmints. Cain's the only boy there. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
If it was, Cain was a better builder than Noah.
Yeah.
How long? I mean, this is the stuff that people tell you. How long did it take Noah to build the ark? 120 years. How long did it take Cain to build the city? He didn't. He happened upon it and it was built for him. Who built it? In the primordial ooze, the half monkeys built the city.
Well, you haven't heard the latest one about the lightning hitting the lizard and the pond scum and it turned into a human being. You haven't heard that one yet?
Oh no, is that a...
Yeah, lightning from Skyhawk.
Okay. Here comes the vagabond. What's a vagabond?
A wanderer.
And what else? What is a? Who today follows the life of Cain?
Gypsies.
The gypsy. Exactly. So here comes the first gypsy, and he's sent away from the presence of God. And being away from the presence of God, the snakes, the turtles, the baboons, the gorillas, the elephants are all going to jump on him and kill him, right? They sat back there and reasoned, are you the reason that this place went to hell? Before you, we didn't have to till the ground.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go seek for our food. We didn't have to do this. We didn't have to. So why were they after Cain? Because he was marked. Why could they go after Cain and not after Adam and Eve?
You know, just like everybody else.
Well, Cain and Adam and Eve were marked. Yeah. How were Adam and Eve marked? With clothing to cover their shame. The other people didn't have any shame. What language did they speak? The Phoenician language, as we are given to know. And when they spoke the Phoenician language, they all spoke that tongue. And what did they do? It took a village
Yeah.
to raise all their kids.
Gosh, there's Democrats all the way back then.
Yeah, man. All right, let's go. Verse 14. Thou, who's he blaming? God. God, my mama was Eve, and we got a problem with you. You've done something that's not right, not fair. Thou hast driven me, not them. Well, wait a minute. If there was a city that had been built, why were those people in that city and not in the area around the Garden of Eden? They were those children that Adam and Eve had had before there was any consciousness of sin. And therefore they had gone down there and built them a city. Now wait a minute. Why did Adam not have to build a city? Because he didn't have tools?
Didn't need one.
Why?
He was in the garden.
What else?
All his needs were provided for.
And what else?
Food.
Yeah, but why would he not? Why did they build a city to start with?
For protection, collective protection.
From what?
From other humans.
No, there weren't any other humans. But why would he need to be? Why would they need protection?
From the animals.
Exactly. Why did Adam not need protection?
He was the ruler of the animals.
Very nice. He was God.
I listen, see? I might not think I do, but I do.
He was God on the earth. The boy was a walking and talking God. Man, there wasn't no gorilla came up and threatened Adam. The man would just put him away. He wasn't afraid of him. Not only that, he spoke to him. And whatever he communicated, he followed him. Well, what about Eve? She was under the protection of Adam. In the Garden of Eden, there was a place that was far stronger and far better than any city that Cain or any of his brothers and sisters could have built. They feared nobody. So when he was driven out of the Garden of Eden, what was he driven away from?
Protection.
Exactly. And here's the complaint. Read it again, 14.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day. from
What
the face
day?
of the earth. The day whenever he decided to do it his way.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's basically right.
Yeah.
Because he and Abel got into it, and Abel tried to plead with him, and so he killed him. And when that happened, then he lost the protection of God. And so he had to go down the road. When he went down the road, he saw monkeys that had began to develop like men. Primates that looked and talked like men? Or did he see the brothers and sisters
The brothers and sisters
of Cain and Abel? Yeah.
from the garden.
Now, when this all took place, and I don't know how we keep going back to the beginning, but we're back there again. Bobby's going to explain to us what the Wailing Wall was.
Isn't that, it's at 2590 Piper Drive.
2590 Piper Drive, okay.
Isn't that Genesis, it's 5:14 or 14:5?
What?
The thing that you're talking about.
The Wailing Wall? What was the purpose of a wall? Do you know the wall, the biggest wall that was ever built in width in the world?
Great Wall of China.
No. It's the longest, continuous. And you know, they got their diesels out there with front end loaders and their skid streets, and oh man, Cody would go into orbit. Yes, ma'am. No, the Wall of Nineveh. Who were the Ninevites? People that had a wide wall. Do you know how wide the Wall of Nineveh was supposed to be? It was supposed to be something like 60 feet tall, and it was supposed to be something like 40 to 50 feet wide.
That's a bridge,
Yeah.
not a wall.
They called it a wall. It was wide enough that 3 chariots pulled by horses could ride side by side and never mess up their paint.
Full size or compact chariots? Full size or compact chariots?
The big Cadillacs,
Cadillacs or
the CSVs. Buddy, now wait a minute. What kind of a society or civilization or a generation? You're not recording this, are you? I'll cut it off. This is nothing. What size of society or generation of people was it that the Ninevites were? What was the problem with the Ninevites? They had joined